Hello there, this is Retro's Post Garden, and this is WINGARMS on the Sega Saturn. This is the Sega Saturn dashboard, and as we're flying through space here, let's take a moment to think about flying an aircraft, because WINGARMS is a World War II simulator of some description. I say simulator, it's not a simulation of World War II. It features prop-based aircraft, and here we have an FMV with said aircraft. I don't know how accurate these models are to any real world World War II aircraft, but those ones there tended to have Japanese symbols on them, so not being a prop airplane aficionado, I don't know whether they're accurate or not. And some dudes here firing torpedoes at boats with awfully textured water. And we have people dropping bombs onto oil tankers. That's very 1990s stroke 2003, isn't it? But anyway, Japanese aircraft bombing boats and oil fields. Very odd FMV. We've got some crunchy music, squelchy guitar, and we're looking at an aircraft carrier here, which has American planes on it. That's very exciting. And it looks like I had a German plane on there as well. That's a bit odd. And a British plane. This is confusing. This is very historically confusing. So this is not a World War II simulator in any shape or form, but it is a video game that features aircraft from that era. Indeed. I guess that one's a Spitfire. That one's a Messerschmitt. There's that Sinden craft that appears in lots of games, which I'm not sure is a real aircraft. And this appears to be a dude whose fingers aren't attached to his hand properly, waving a aircraft off of the aircraft carrier, followed by everybody else. Oh, lens flare. You know you're getting value for money when you get lens flare. And this is a shiny logo, rendered in a poor resolution FMV. So that's the WINGARMS intro. Let's get into the game. We have an awful title screen. We have some garage shaded aircraft to peruse. We're going to pick whatever that was, and now here's a dude. He looked very unwell. We're skipping through all the different intros here, which is unfortunate for you, the viewer, who wants to see all the intros to the game, but it's all in Japanese. So I don't know what they're saying anyway. And this is the game. So this is like my second go on this game. The first go was horrific. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And on the second go I've got a bit of a better idea, but from what I can work out, it's mainly doing this. So following this arrow and mowing down Japanese aircraft with a machine gun. And the Japanese aircraft kind of bob and weave and dive and turn in very tight circles sometimes, which is incredibly annoying to try and catch up with. But yeah, we've got some 2D clouds, which, even though they're using the net effect, don't draw over the top of each other properly, which is very strange. Ooh, I'm going to crash there. We've got some islands there. There's a bit Pilot Wingsy, the look of it. The sea below. Even though it's 3D, it just looks like 2D because it's so high up. Yeah, this is the game, people. You do have rockets. You have a selection of rockets. Oh, someone's just crashed into me. Or I've crashed into them. One of the two. Got a little smoke trail coming out of that aircraft there. That's quite nice. Although it's using the net effect, like these clouds. The clouds are actually very, very distracting. Let's game probably would have been better without those. You've got a sound effect there where you're shooting the aircraft and it sounds like some sort of parrot squawking. It's very odd. We've got music which isn't particularly stirring. Yeah, I don't know how many more of these mothers I have to mow down. But there seems to be like an infinite supply of them. Oh, it says they're 62% achieved, so I guess I've got to shoot down the same again that I've already shot down to complete the level. I'm getting a bit lower here, I'm kind of drifting around. The sensation of flight isn't brilliant, with being so high in the air and the ground being so featureless. I do quite like it. Oh, that was weird. So I collided with a plane there, and it was a bit like a standoff. We were locked together in some sort of unholy marriage of Japanese-American aircraft interlocking at high altitude, which would never happen in real life. Like I said, I don't think this is much of a simulator, but what it is a fairly dull, sort of competent game, I guess. If you're into shooting at dots a million miles away with a machine gun, this could be the game for you. So far, that's all I seem to be doing. 75%, come on, there's not that many more to shoot down, surely. And the little islands, they look quite effective. This is very, obviously with the Sega Saturn and this era of consoles not having the graphical power really to do like a flight simulator justice, it's still fairly effective when you actually see some land below you. It doesn't look too bad. And the aircraft themselves having like light source shading on them, that helps too. I've got some warning going off. I think that's because there's a dude behind me. Not a dude, an aircraft. Having a dude behind me would be very odd at this altitude. There is old the Red Baron there, shot him down. Red Baron was World War I, wasn't it? Not World War II. Anyway, got to shoot more of these mothers to complete this level. I paid £10 for this game just because I was curious to see what it was like. I always wanted to play the Ace Combat games on the PlayStation. Never got around to it. I popped out of the aircraft there for a minute. I think I can do that on a bow. But it looks like it happens automatically when you're being chased by another aircraft. Oh, that's distracting. Yeah, so I always wanted to play the Ace Combat games on the PlayStation. Never got around to it. And I thought, well, I'll give this a bit of a punt on the sand to see if there's what's going on, what all the kids are talking about. All the kids are talking about WINGARMS. They love it. They can't get enough of WINGARMS. Those kids are fools. Those kids are absolute fools. It's not Ace Combat, is it? From what I understand of it, and it's like a really slow-paced afterburner stroke G-lock, which is fine if that's what you're after. To be fair, I was expecting it to be a bit more exciting than this. This is slightly tedious. Anyway, yeah, it cost me £10, so I took a punt, and I got Sky Target as well. And I'll leave the review of Sky Target. But this is, I mean, it's not unpleasant. It's not super exciting. And I've cleared a mission there, and it took me 6 minutes and 6 seconds of constant machine gunning to clear the first level. Didn't feel in danger at any point. It was slightly tedious. 6 minutes of my life wasted, and now 6 minutes of your life wasted. Imagine that. Oh, this is level 2, and we have got, what have we got here? We have got arrows pointing at, flak coming in. I've I've got to shoot this building here. Oh, it's firing missiles at me. Oh, this is scary. You can speed up and slow down on one of the buttons, and you can fire missiles, and you can bounce directly off of buildings in your aircraft. Like your aircraft is made of some sort of rubber compound. Don't try that in real life. If you ever take flying lessons, it doesn't work like that in the real world. We've got some weird texture logged thing going on here, where the walls aren't textured until you get near them. That's pretty weird. I don't know what I'm supposed to be shooting here. I don't seem to be achieving anything. I've got 0% achieved. What am I supposed to be shooting? This is where the Japanese voiceover and text becomes a bit of a barrier. Oh, hello, I thought I was going underwater there. It's not a submarine, it's an airplane, you fool. Yeah, the Japanese text might be a bit of a barrier here until you work out what you can shoot. I'm sure this game was released on PAL and US consoles, so I suggest you get the version that's in your language, because I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, 5%, I've achieved 5%. So I guess I've got to shoot that thing in the middle, but I'm not getting enough feedback off of it to tell me that I'm killing it, unfortunately. You get different cockpits for the different planes, so this graphic I've got here with the two kind of struts coming down is different for each plane, which is fairly nice. There's some nice bits and bobs. The loading's a bit off-putting, I will say that. But so graphically it's not super nice. It's not horrific. Gameplay-wise, it's a bit tedious. It's a really cheap game. It's got a horrible front cover. Yeah, it's just a bit It's nothing much really, not much of anything. If I had 10 quid spare, would I buy this game again? Do you know what? I probably would, because I'm an idiot, but I don't recommend you bother if it's anything more than 10 quid. As a curiosity, you might get some fun out of it, but I'm not having fun here at all. 10% achieved. I've been in this level for about 50 minutes now, flying around in circles, and I've only killed it 10%. I don't know. It's no pilot wings. I don't think it's any Ace Combat. It's no Panzer Dragoon. I would... Yeah, let's steer clear of it, I think. Given a chance again, get my money back. Yeah, a curiosity. There's not many flight games on the Saturn in terms of like 3D flight sim kind of games. I'm not saying this is a sim, I'm just saying this is in 3D. You got those ones that are converted from 3DO, like Total Eclipse. Like I say, you've got Sky Target. You have a few more on Dreamcast, but on the Saturn you're kind of limited to a few of these. This is actually causing me a headache. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Will I ever play this game again? That is a question, isn't it? And the answer to that is no. No, I won't play this game again. It'll go in the collection, and it'll sit there, and when I die, someone will have to get rid of it, because it will be worth absolutely nothing. Oh, got a map there, and they'll just bin it. They'll bin it. It'll just sit there gathering dust, and then it'll get binned. So that's WINGARMS, and on that depressing bombshell, I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!